नमस्कारः। द्वितीयमण्डलं द्वितीयः पाठः पाकविधानं भाषाभ्यासः। प्रथमः प्रश्नः ससन्दर्भं स्पष्टीकुरुत। Here some sentences are given. We have to recognize from which lesson this sentence is given, and then we have to state the reference of it. We have to write the Saralartha of the given sentence. Then we can elaborate and describe what is meant in the sentence. And afterwards, we would write some special characteristics of the sentence. So, we start with the first question. वस्त्रगर्भाभिरन्याभिः पिधाय परिपाचयेत्. Now here we would write the reference. The given sentence is from the lesson PakaVidhanam, and this lesson is an extract from the book Manasollas written by 3rd Someshwar. Recipes are described here. Now this is the reference of the sentence. Now we would write Saralartha or translation. Cover them with other bowls having a cotton cloth in them and cook them. So this is the Saralartha of the given sentence. Now we would write the explanation of the sentence. The given sentence is from the recipe of idli or idlika. Now we would describe the recipe. We have to soak the black gram dal in water for at least 2 or 3 hours. Afterwards, we have to rub it and remove its skin. Then we have to grind it by mortar and pestle, and then we can add salt. Then we have to mix it well in a vessel, and then we have to keep it aside for a day for fermentation. After a day, the flour of black gram dal is fermented. Now, to cook them, we have to pour the fermented black gram flour into the bowls. Now, we have to cover these bowls. To cover the bowls, we are going to take some more bowls. We can keep a cotton cloth inside them so that it would absorb the vapor and the vapor water, and then we can cover the bowls with these bowls having a cotton cloth inside. Afterwards, we would cook them. Now, we can make idlis in this way. Now, this is how we describe the recipe of idlika. Now, we can write what is the characteristic of the sentence or the writer. Now, we can write that every cook gets some tips so that to make his recipe very good, and therefore here we get a tip that while cooking the idlis, we have to cover them with a cotton cloth so that the cotton cloth absorbs the vapor, the vapor, water formed by the vapor, and the idlis are not wet. They don't become wet because of the water of vapor. This is how we can have best idlis. This is the characteristics we can write, and thus we should make 4 points for this answer. There is 1 mark given for the reference, 1 mark for the Saralartha or translation, 2 marks are allotted to the explanation, and for the characteristics 1 mark is there. And this is how we are going to write the answer. We can have 2 paragraphs in the explanation, and we can add some more description in the second paragraph. And now the second sentence. Evam mat sadhitam sudaha pradadyat supamuttamam. Now we can write the reference that the given sentence is from the lesson PakaVidhanam, and it is an extract taken from the book PakaDarpanam. This book is written by the king Nala, and this is the reference. Now Saralartha or translation of the sentence. In this way, the cook should serve the soup, and this recipe is suggested or prescribed by me. This is the translation of the sentence. So the reference and the translation is for 1 mark each. Now we would write the explanation. For the recipe of the soup, we can have unskimmed dal of kulit, black gram, peas, tur, chickpeas, moong, etc. So some more can be added to the list. Now first we can clean them with a winnowing basket. Then we should cook them with the same amount of water. Now it is necessary that they are cooked well. So one should observe that the dal is cooked very well. And then we can add rock salt in appropriate proportion to it. Then for a good color, we can add turmeric to it. For good smell, we can add asafoetida to the proper extent. Now we have to mix it well with a ladle. It should not be the case that the water and the dal are separate. They should be mixed well. Then we have to add water to it. Then we can temper it with camphor. Nowadays we also use tadka for it. In this way, the recipe is suggested by me. Here the poet says that this recipe is described by himself, Madsadhitam. So we can give credit to the king Nala who has described this recipe. and the cook should serve the soup hot. It is very tasty. The poet says that it is the most tasty among all tasty eatables. We can eat rice or chapati, bhakri, roti, naan, etc. with this soup, and therefore it adds to the taste of the lunch. Moreover, it reduces acidity, it is full of all nutrients, and it is also easy to digest. It is good for health. It gives proteins, and that is why this recipe is very important according to the poet. Now this is how we are going to describe the recipe. This is for 2 marks, and in the characteristics or speciality of the sentence we can write that the poet is very much assured about his recipe, his confidence. We can uh, we can understand his confidence, and the recipe is very well described. This is how we can write the characteristics of the sentence.